All right, what's going on, guys? It's American Dream Podcast, episode 3. I got the honor to have my man Richie Evans in here.
My man.
Unreal to me. You legend for me, man, growing up. How you doing, Richie?
Man, we working, baby. We working, man. We out here trying to make it make sense, bro.
And it's looking like it's making a lot of sense. It's
that.
all lining up accordingly, man.
Appreciate
I want to introduce you to my audience a little bit.
For sure.
And I want to go back to Juice.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I know that this is a question that it's something that you always have to kind of clarify, right?
Hey, it's life, though. You know what I mean? It's me. You know what I mean? So it comes with the story. You know what I mean? So we good.
Okay, let's get into it then. So Juice McCain, tell me a little bit about the transition from Juice to who you are now, Richie Evans, which is your government name, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, for some that do know and some that don't know, you know what I'm saying, I originally started out as Juice McCain. I was signed to a legendary artist named The Game. You know what I'm saying? Early on in my career, you know, that was a time that needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, Game is my big brother. You know what I mean? To me, he is like super legend. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Like, I think that, you know, he has, you know, a great body of work. His work ethic is crazy, and I just think that he's a very, very dope artist. He also was, you know, through that particular time, he really showed me what this shit was about. You know what I'm saying? I got to really see how the industry worked, you know what I'm saying? How key relationships were, you know what I mean? How important, you know what I mean? Just owning that moment of buzz and hype, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, everything was. So, like I said, man, you know, at that moment, the Juice thing was big. You know what I'm saying? I was probably one of two other AZ artists who was signed to a national deal, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, man, you know, toured around the world, did XXL, Source magazine. Like, you know, at that particular time, man, like I did some of the most heightened shit that I don't even think that half of artists now are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I always live by this. You know, it comes a time where little monkey turns gorilla.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And through that transition, you know, I felt like in order for me to reach the peak and evolve into the artist that I need to evolve to, I felt like I had to come from under my big bro's wing,
right,
and shadow. You know, also but also that's a commitment to him, because, you know, Game is a big artist. You know what I'm saying? Game's name is aligned with, you know, Ross and Jay-Z and T.I.'s and Drake's and 50. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
top tier, bro.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, you know, early on in my career, that's how that started. But the transition to Richie, like I said, I wanted more. You know what I'm saying? I felt like at that particular stage, I think that he armed me with all the necessary tools, resources, and skill sets that I needed to stand on my own and blossom and build my company. You know what I'm saying? So at that particular time, man, you know, there was so much street shit going on, the world famous beef with 50 Cent.
Of course.
You know, our manager at the time, his name was Jimmy Rosemond. You know, he was notorious, you know what I mean, for there was rumors about the Tupac setup. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just a bunch of stigma that I felt that was just around that didn't do anything productively for where I was trying to get to.
It was negativity.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like, you know, for Big Bro, it was different. He was already platinum. He already made multi-millions. Like, his name was already solidified. So when you were a new artist coming up in those ranks, man, you know, all of those key factors plays a big role in anything that you're trying to do. You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, I sat back, I regrouped, spoke with my team, spoke to Big Bro, and I just said, hey, man, you know, I think it's time for me to really stand on my own, you know what I'm saying, and you know, do this shit a little different. You know what I'm saying? Big Bro totally understood, you know what I mean? He was very, very supportive. And I felt like I had to shake that moniker, you know what I mean?
Right.
So then that's how Richie Evans came about. And like I said, man, there's nothing more realer than the name your mama gave you.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm walking in my authentic self. Like, this is me. You know what I mean? I do fly nigga shit all the time. I like to drink. I like to get money. I think I'm one of the nicest out here spitting. And
I agree with that 100%.
We trying to build a, you know, multi-million-dollar company out here, baby, and spread love to the city. That's what we doing.
And you're doing a good ass job, man.
I appreciate
you set records that still haven't been broken a long time ago,
Yeah,
and you're
some.
resetting new records now.
Man,
you know
I
what
got
mean?
to, man. Like I got to bring a plaque to the city, bro. That's my motivation. Just, you know, I think that we got a lot of talent in the city right now. I think that Arizona hip hop right now is probably in its best and dopest stage that it's ever been from time.
I couldn't agree more.
You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't agree more.
I think that, you know, people are doing the due diligence. They're working. They're, you know what I'm saying, reaching out to different resources and really understanding what this shit is about. And, you know, the city's shining, low key, for real. We shining.
Yeah, no, we're definitely in there more than we've ever been before, which is amazing because you laid the blueprint out, man. You did some crazy stuff,
man.
And now to see other artists kind of follow your blueprint and kind of to be that OG, but at the same time,
right,
you're just as consistent as anybody that's out right now and just as relevant. You know what I mean? So it's crazy to see all of that coming together, to have that past and to be relevant now.
For sure.
That says a lot, I think.
Man, I appreciate that for sure, bro.
I'm gonna make a quick transition here. It's gonna sound like we're getting off topic. It's
No,
weird.
you're good.
So you're a little familiar with who I am.
Yes.
I went and I got COVID. I was one of the first ones to get in Arizona,
Really?
right? I've talked about this before. And
Man.
I did like 100 interviews, dog. Every radio station, every news station. Because I was one of the first. They didn't know what was going on.
Right.
That shit was exhausting.
I bet.
I was so annoyed, dog. I like 4 interviews in. I'm like, oh shit, I'm on TV.
But you're
every
saying the
station.
same
And
thing.
then, bro, the same thing, right?
Right.
So my energy comes to the table. The first couple ones, I'm like, you know, I had COVID. Everything was fine, blah, blah, blah. Like, take care of the sick people.
Right,
do this.
right.
Second interview, I'm like, everything was fine. Take care of the sick people. Third interview, I'm like, everything was fine, dog. Take care of the sick people.
Be like, I'm over it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But for you, right? We were talking about this beforehand. You're so damn media trained, bro.
Man, I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I think that I'm still, I mean, there's always room for growth. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, I think, you know, I get into these good rhythms, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I just speak my truth at this particular point. I mean, you know, whenever I have these interviews with different types of people, you know, I always tell them there's nothing that's off the table. Just go ahead and speak for what it is. I
love that.
I just want people to really understand, man, like, you know, this is me, you know what I'm saying, 100%. I come from a solid spot, just trying to make great music and rock out. So, you know, let's do what we do.
What are you doing to acquire these skills? I know we talk about, you know, the Arizona artists, and I think you can teach them a lot because I'm asking you some of the questions that I've seen you been asked multiple different times.
For sure.
And you have that same raw energy. What motivates you, one, to be able to keep that consistency?
For sure.
What do you do to sharpen those skills?
I'll answer the first thing. The first thing is, you know, what motivates me, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, outside of, you know, family and friends, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I do have right now a real thirst, like a hunger for more, but it's because I feel like I haven't gained the respect that I feel like I deserve on a grand platform. And I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people all the time, like, coming from Arizona and doing some of the things that some of the artists do out here, you know, it's really hard for us at times. You know, Arizona is not a New York, it's not a LA, it's not a Chicago. There's not a real, you know, truthfully speaking, there's really not a true, real music scene that's thriving, and, you know, it's getting there.
Right.
It's getting there.
It's building.
It's building. And it starts with the artist, but even also outside of that, to really, you know, sell 1 million records and really get on, you know, HBO and MTV and all these other types of, you know, outlets, you know what I mean? There's still resources and connections and people that need to help artists do that. And there's not too many out here. You know what I mean? Like, you know, truthfully speaking, like, you know, it's even hard enough just to get a local kid who has a great record on FM radio.
It's damn near impossible.
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen them try.
Man, you know what I mean? And so that's one of my biggest motivations, man. Like, I'm out here really trying to crack the Da Vinci Code. Like, you know, I feel like, you know, I rap with some of the best artists out. You know what I mean? Bar for bar. If that's Game, if that's T.I., if that's Ross, if that's Vito, if that's Eric Bellinger. You know what I'm saying? I make sure that
Kendrick,
Nipsey,
J-Rock. Don't be humble.
No, real shit.
Real shit. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
Like, you know, I mean, I feel like I'm one of the ones that can really, really go bar for bar with with all of those greats. But
and you have.
I just feel like sometimes it always gets respected and gets looked at, but I also feel that the minute that they're like, well, where's he from? You know what I'm saying? Oh, he's from Phoenix. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Everybody respects that moniker whenever they're like, damn, kid is from where? Phoenix? Oh, he's dope. But also I feel like it's not solidified in stone yet. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like once I get the, you know, the plaques and other things to go along with it, I think that I'll start feeling a little bit better then. But right now I'm on the ass, for real.
Well, so it's interesting to me though, because it sounds like you're still hesitant, right? Like you're too humble almost, and it's irritated me.
And you know what's crazy is a lot of people tell me that, like they was like, bro, no lie, like your resume speaks for itself, your music speaks for itself. Like, why are you so humble? And I say this truly, I'm so humble now because I was so arrogant early on.
Okay.
And like I said, you know, when I was out, you know, first out here with game and moving and shaking and doing what I do, man, like I didn't really give a fuck because I felt like I arrived. I'm here. But like I said, man, in order to where I want to be in this particular industry and be a household commodity and have longevity, that's even more than just music. You know what I mean? I feel like I had to scale back a little bit in that realm. Music, right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different when you rapping or in the booth. You know what I'm saying? You're right. That's my arena. I'm an animal right there. Like I'm very arrogant and cocky, but also there's an executive side as well that I got to kind of walk that, you know, fine line and be appreciative of all the, you know, supporters and things that come along with that. So I'm trying to find a fine line with that though.
You know I mean, it's all about balance.
I'm trying to. Like I said, I do got to, you know, talk a little bit more shit, but you know, we working it out.
Yes, sir. Yes. No, you're doing a great job making the transition. And the reason I was saying I'm irritated, I'm not irritated at you.
Right.
It just like, so I was a huge fan when you were Juice, and I'm a huge fan now as Richie Evans. But the difference was, so I grew up on Shady Aftermath Union, right?
Man, come on.
So Game 50, and I know the
Banks, everybody, yeah.
So that's so funny you said Banks, because in my mind, I had you at the same tier as Banks.
Man, that's hey, listen, that like no lie, brother. Like just to even say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm very humbled and appreciative for that, because that to me in the musical world, that's a big compliment to me.
You know absolutely.
So thank you for that.
And it's a real one too. That's not just me gassing you up,
real
you know.
Shit.
So when I saw the transition happen in Richie Evans,
right,
I thought something was wrong. And that's when I started launching my other hip hop podcast. We haven't done it in a while, actually, right. Podcast, but I had all these artists on. I had Collins, Be the Rule, all these people on, you know. And people were like, "Why don't you have Richie Evans on?" And then I started looking into it, and I was like, "Something's wrong. Something happened with this guy in between Juice and Richie, to where like maybe he fell off or something, or maybe he did something wrong."
Right.
So then I started asking people in the city that are relevant.
Right.
And everybody's like, "Solid guy, solid guy."
Right.
Boom, he's still getting bread. He's still doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm
Facts
like,
on that.
So what's wrong? Like, where did he go?
It's funny because I've had that question asked a lot. And again, it really wasn't anything wrong. It was just a rebrand and retransition. And you know what? I'm glad I can really speak on this, because now I can really dead it out there. You know, I did just go radio silent for a short amount of time.
Right.
But I did that because of this. I felt like at that particular time when I was dropping music, it was always like, oh, that's Juice, that's Game's artist.
Oh, I got it.
That's Juice, that's Game's artist.
Right.
And I felt like in order for me to make the switch, I had to shut the door on Juice completely.
Right.
So I was like, let me go radio silence, let me go back, let me get back into the studio, let me really start mapping out this plan of execution, because I'm gonna go through a name change and a full rebrand. But the rebrand is, I had to people used to always like, yo, is there something wrong with him and Game? Like, I don't see them. Like, there was nothing. Like, we would talk on the phone behind closed walls, but I had to cut that off so I can stand in my own light. So I had to shut down everything
to become the big homie.
To become where I am now.
Right.
And again, like I said, a lot of people asked me that. I was like, nah, there was nothing wrong. It was a part of the strategy to where I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to stand in my own light, I had to come from up under his, but I had to shut down everything that went along with that.
That's so smart, though.
You know
I'm so happy you answered it. For myself personally.
It's all love, baby.
Fuck the podcast.
You
For myself personally, you know what I mean? Because like you are so legendary, man. And to see you make this transition now to where you're doing your media run, I see you on all the podcasts. I know you got a radio interview that I'm probably cutting into right now.
No, but it's not. Hey, listen, I tell people all the time, man, one thing that I don't do, and I live on this, man, is like, listen, if I'm lined up all day, I'm never going to cut anything short for something else. At the end of the day, man, I come as I come. When we done. You know what I'm saying? I hope that they understand that, because I'm going to give them the same energy too. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what we need, man. We need you in here to talk that shit, right?
Come on, man. Come on.
So let's get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Something really interesting that's going on in the city.
Right.
It's kind of falling apart as far as relationships go. I see this person's beefing with this person. We won't name drop them, but we see it, right? Everybody got issues with everybody.
Right.
But nobody in that issue and drama circle
right.
has anything bad to say about you. We got Radio Jewel is opening up the single for Let's Talk That Shit.
Man.
You know, you're cool with Justice, with Tone, with everybody. Everybody pushes you. Yeah. How did you build that relationship with all those individuals to where you don't get in like it? If I do something with one of those people, the other one will say I'm picking sides and I'm rocking with them, and they don't do that to you.
No.
How did you establish that connection with everybody to where you're cool with everybody?
Trial and error. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, like, you know, for a long time, I wasn't cool with, everybody, though. Like I said, I've had my surefire beefs in the city. I've had my issues and, had my problems, you know what I'm saying? And had my, street shit going on, however you so-called want to say it. But one thing that I did, you know what I'm saying, for my career and just for me as a person, again, little monkey turns gorilla. It comes a time to where if you want to stand up and you are a person of power or going to be in a position of power but are trying to do it the right way, you got to own those wrongs. Bro, like I said, any problem, anybody I had an issue with or had some type of street vibe or something fucked up with, I had to address head on as a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, again, I think that's what it was for me. Before I even start making my campaign and doing everything that I was doing, man, I had to go back and like, listen, man, if there's a problem between me and you, what's the issue? I'm grown enough to be like, yo, I was wrong, or if there was something that we had to fix, we got to do it. But you know what? I'm man enough to stand on it and make it shake. So I think for me was early on, I fucked it up so much that I end up maturing enough to handle my business to make it right. So, like I said, man, I pride myself on, trying to reach out to as many people as possible that are in this, particular profession and thriving on what they doing. It's only right that I come and do your podcast. You know what I'm saying? You thriving in the city. You know what I'm saying? We from the same territory. You know what I mean? Like, I need you as much as you need me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to build bridges and really just trying to be, like I said, man, a young OG and big homie and show better. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not perfect, man. You know what I mean? But I hold my weight and make it shake.
Yeah, well, it's definitely impressive, man. I think to have those relationships, your network is your net worth.
For sure.
And you've done a great job, like all across the board. Everywhere I look, left and right, everybody's rocking with it.
For sure.
So now that we opened up the gate for Let Me Talk That Shit, man, tell me a little bit about how that record came to be and the direction that you were thinking about going with it when you were writing that.
Yo, the Let Me Talk That Shit came about is just kind of like, as you said, like, I felt like right after the pandemic, I needed to drop something that motherfuckers respected. Like, let's not get it fucked up. Yeah, you ain't heard from me in a minute, but one thing is that motherfucker can rap.
Right.
No matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he can really rap. You know what I mean? So, Let Me Talk That Shit came about that. I think that I needed to kind of throw my weight around a little bit, to let some of these new people who don't know who I am, or even some of the people who do know and followed me and kind of was like, yo, well, what's he up to? You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to let them know, like, nah, your boy ain't really skipping the beat. Matter of fact, I'm on point a little bit more right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that came about. And no lie, man, that shit is smashing out here in these streets.
100K?
Man, 100. Oh yeah, shout out to YouTube. I got, I'm 100K plus on YouTube in the video. You know what I'm saying? That's like my first video myself. You know what I'm saying? Without game and things like that. To me, that's just a testament to some of the progression and things that we've been doing. Proud of my team, you know what I'm saying, because everything starts with a team. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's believing in the rollout, believing in the game plan, and we're starting to see some positive vibes from it. For sure. I
mean, the rollout's been amazing, and we talk about the rebranding. What bigger milestone than hitting 100K? You know what I mean? Can we talk about on the first? That's the first one.
First one out. You know what I'm saying? And in this Vito record, actually, which I got another record that just dropped. Make sure y'all get that. It's called For You, featuring my man Vito. That he just went platinum last week, I think. Man, I'm chasing these plaques right now, man.
And that's what we had Radio Jules at the beginning
of,
right?
Yeah. Shout out my girl Radio Jules. I know when I hit her one night, I'm in the studio at like midnight. I hit her on the FaceTime and she's like, Richie, what's up? I was like, Jules, I need you to do something for me. I'm gonna send you this record, but I need you to put that sauce on it.
She sure did.
She put the sauce on it.
She got that voice, that legendary, bro.
Yeah, she put the sauce on it. So shout out my girl Radio Jules, man. Like I said, she's always been a supporter. Always fuck with her a lot because to me she has a young ear. Like,
she is young.
No lie, she puts me on some of the new wave shit that I, what I'm saying, be missing, what I'm saying, be like going through I be traveling and shit, and I look on her page and she got the new up and coming rapper from fucking south side of Chicago or some shit.
She's all over that. She's so good at it.
She's so great at it. So, I got to give a shout out to her because I think that for the current climate, with music, with a lot of these younger artists and things like that, you know, she's low-key the pulse of it. She got her thumb on that shit for sure.
Well, I agree with that 100%, man. And, you know, with all that love, I mean, 100,000 views, that's a lot, bro.
Yeah, we getting there. I mean, like I said, it's past due. You know what I'm saying? I need a couple 100 million views.
I agree.
Let's keep it thriving. You
I
feel
agree.
me? Let's keep it thriving.
Let's keep pushing it. Where for the 100K while we're here, right? Where do you think that love is mostly coming from? I know you big in England, in the UK.
Oh yeah, big, yeah.
You big, obviously in Arizona, big in LA. Where do you think as opposed to the love that you get in the city, or as opposed to the love that you get outside of the city, where do you thrive more, in the city or outside the city?
I mean, you know, the first question is, I think that the love now reaching that 100K is really starting to come from broader regions. I think now people are starting to, yo, that shit's hard. Who is that?
Right.
Where he from? I think that they're starting to dial in a little bit. But nah, man, like I get a lot of random love, man. Like, you know, like I said, I had the opportunity to tour with Game, and so I've been able to, you know, touch down in Chicago and Atlanta and New York and in different markets and really, you know, plant my flag. I think that how can I say it? I think that I'm a wide-versed artist because it's kind of like Game. I think Game won early on in his career musically because he was a West Coast artist that held down his region, but he can go to Chicago, go to New York and Atlanta and still blend in and not skip a beat.
He adapts well.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel that that's one thing that he's always told me that too. He was like, man, you know, you remind me of myself in that fashion. Like, you know, I can take you to Shade 45 or I can take you to the Breakfast Club, and you know, if we had to freestyle or do what we need to do, like, you're not going to skip a beat. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, I'm so lack a territorial vibe where like you take a West Coast artist and take him to New York, you know what I mean? Like, it's just lows and 40s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I feel that with that being said, that's where right now I think a lot of the love is coming, where people is really starting to understand and diverse. Like, yo, dude is really a solid artist. Like, I can hear him on a record with G Herbo. Oh shit, I can hear him on a record with Eric Bellinger. Oh shit, but he can go bar to bar with Game or Ross, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that they're really starting to recognize the artistry, and it's starting to show within my sales and views.
You think that you developed that from the game, or where do you think that came from? Because I look up to you a lot.
Right.
I've gone to the hood.
Right,
you
right.
can ask people in the hood, and I'm good in the hood. We
Facts.
can go sit down with at a business meeting.
Right, yeah.
And I watch the way that you talk, depending on what podcast you're on and who you're
Facts.
with. It's not that you have different personalities. I can tell it's all you, but
Right.
you're intelligent enough.
Facts.
Like, I feel like we can go sit down and have a business meeting with Apple.
Facts.
And we would walk out of there, and they would look at us like, wow, who are these great gentlemen?
Facts.
And we can go to the hood and be good in the hood
Facts,
too.
1000%.
Is that something that you just always had, or did being around the game help with that?
I grew into that. You know what I'm saying? You know, people got to understand, man. You know, I come from Maryville, so I come from the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, a lot of my, you know, big homies and people at that particular time, you know what I'm saying, names are legendary in these cities for other things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it was always a mission for me to just be progressive. Like I said, man, you know, I'm trying to turn motherfucking this music shit to AT&T. No lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to turn this shit to Apple. No lie. You know what I mean? So, of course, you know, I do a lot of my due diligence behind the scenes, man. You know, I'm not your typical artist where, you know, I'm not wanting to progress. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I go to the hood, you know what I'm saying, hang with my niggas, do what I need to do. But, you know, I go back to the crib, read a couple books, you know what I'm saying, do some research, you know what I'm saying, and try to, you know, arm myself with the necessary skill set to try to go out and touch this 100 million. I know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That
you know,
balance.
You know, it's crazy because when shout out Maddie, when I had an interview with Maddie, you know, Maddie said the same thing. He was like, man, sometimes when I talk to you, kind of have a little spirit of like Nipsey.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
And like that was like a shocker to me. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, R.I.P. Nip, like, you know, that's a big thing to say. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a big statement.
A big statement. So, you know what I mean? Like I truly respect and appreciate that, you know what I mean, I'm able to walk into the boardroom and talk my shit, but still walk through every hood with my chest out and my Arizona chain up and still get respected as such. And that was always one of my biggest things, is that I've always wanted to walk around in Compton, Bed-Stuy, New York, Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere I went, I always stood proud that I was from Arizona, and I made any section that I was in respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And I stand
That's
on
powerful.
that. Facts, and I stand on that to this day.
So you mentioned the word administration, right?
Right.
Is that what we said? Can you tell me a little bit about what you got going on with Evans administration?
Yeah, man. You know, like I said, man, TEA, the Evans administration, you know what I'm saying? It's my label, it's my brand. Like I said, man, we got myself, the first artist jumping off on that, Richie Evans. We got the highly favored EP dropping, and then we got my official debut album coming out after that. Right now, man, we just really trying to put the pieces together to really run a successful brand and label. You know what I'm saying? You know, right now we are looking for artists. I mean, I do have 2 artists that I'm heavily pursuing right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to speak on them too much because, you know, but I'm trying to lock down 2 artists right now to represent the brand and be the first ones to come out.
If I guess them, will you say yes or no?
For sure.
Is it J Waves and Daily Finesse?
Facts. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Fact. Yeah, shout out my man Waves and shout out my man.
Yeah, I was just listening to the song that you did with Waves right before we came in here.
Yeah. That's my man. You know, I think that you know, Jay is another dude who's super ahead of his time and super dope. I think that, you know what I'm saying, he, you know, truthfully, I think that with me or without me, he's still going to be a superstar and go platinum. You know what I mean? And he has the drive, he has the determination, and he has the work ethic to do it. The same with Daily. You know what I'm saying? Me and Daily, you know what I mean? Shit, we run around the city fucking the city up all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's my drinking partner. You feel me? My dog, we gets busy with it. But I mean, both of their energies is good and their music is solid at a high level. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like I said, both of them can stand on their own too and do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to kind of, you know what I mean, help kind of orchestrate their albums a little bit, you know what I'm saying, you know, add a little bit more of that musical knowledge that I've learned from Game and
so much of that knowledge.
Other artists to pass down and you know, add some more gasoline to the fire to flame that shit up. So, you know, but like I said, shout out Waves and Daily, you know what I'm saying? We getting it right, you know what I'm saying? You know what it is.
Yeah, you showed them a lot of love. Obviously, I was able to piece that together.
Fast though. I was like, shit, you know.
But that's all in the process, right? That's down the road. We don't even know what's going to happen with that. But what we do know is that this EP is coming.
Yes, sir. Truthfully, the highly favored EP was supposed to drop this month, but due to the success of the record For You, they end up pushing it back a little bit because, like I said, man, it's on XM radio right now. Hopefully, you know, we can get it into rotation on FM radio. You know, one of my biggest goals is just to be, you know, riding through Phoenix and my shit be in rotation. Like not no, you know, in all due respects, I know it's a process, but like I want my shit in rotation. I want to go sit and have an interview with Dana Cortez.
Right.
I want to go sit and have an interview with Crisco Kid. You know what I'm saying? I want them to, you know, respect the Phoenix artists as they respect, you know, some of these other people that, you know, come in as well. And I think that you know, the people who are working for that should get that right to do so. So me and the team is really, really pushing right now, man. Like I said, I know that the record has been picked up. San Diego Jam started playing it today on FM.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? It's been playing in Atlanta, you know what I mean? So I'm starting to see a lot of love from the outside circuit. So hopefully, you know what I mean, it all comes full circle and we start getting in rotation here
at home.
Here at home.
And that's what I was asking you about earlier when I was saying love outside of the city as opposed to in the city, because I see the love outside of the city. Man. And I'm waiting for this FM joint to see how that transitions
so too, man.
into it.
I mean, you know, again, you know, it's a lot of politics to the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Course,
but like I said, bro, I just head down, chest up, prayers up, and just gonna keep working. And like I said, hopefully that you know, these stations really jump on board, man, and start, you know, pushing it the way it needs to be pushed, because it is a hot ass record for sure.
Now, before I get carried away,
right?
What were you saying? The album's being pushed back, so it's not May 7th anymore.
Right. So
tell me about that.
It was supposed to drop May 7th.
Right.
But like I said, the For You record is kind of you know, it's getting legs by itself.
It's fire.
It's picking up. And like now, you know, the team and everybody is working that record. They feel that if we drop the EP right now, it's kind of gonna cut off some of the work that we've already got going on over here.
That makes sense.
We're gonna push this a little bit more and see if we can get it to where we need to get it, and hopefully we can get it to that next phase. And then if so, we're gonna drop the EP right after that.
Okay. Do you have a timeline in mind? Still this month maybe, or next month? What are you thinking?
This summer for sure. I'm looking maybe June. maybe June, the latest July. You know what I'm saying? But June, you know.
So the Vito record is Let Me Talk That Shit the first official single, or is it the Vito?
The Vito record was.
The
Let Me Talk That Shit record was just a street single that I put out just to put people on notice.
Okay.
Just to kind of be like, that shit is tough. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of gain that respect and reintroduce myself in a strong, forceful way. The For You record with Vito is actually my official single. You know what I'm saying? I think one thing for me that I've always wanted in my career was, you know, I wanted a radio hit. I felt like, you know, early on I was more of a mixtape artist, you know what I'm saying, more of a more stronger battle artist, you know what I'm saying, very, very bar heavy.
Right.
But I had to grow into an artist that can create radio records for the women, you know, can still, you know, deliver, you know, strong quality content records for, you know, other demographics. So I think right now, man, like I said, I'm all together, I'm all in one. So I'm reaching a broader base. So it's dope.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job evolving into being that artist.
Thank
too.
you,
I
sir.
mean, this track with Vito is like the Eric Bellinger track 2.0. I feel like, you know.
Yeah. Shout out my man EB.
Yes, sir. Man, so this is 1 to 10 songs?
Yes.
1 to 10 songs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about what else you got going on the album.
Man,
Can you give me any insight on that?
Yeah. You know, like I said, man, shout out my man J Waves. I got J Waves on it. I got my man Felony on it. Yeah, he from the South Side. I got Game on it. You know what I'm saying? I think that you know, me and Game haven't done anything in so long, but it was for a reason. I think that now I needed to deliver something to let them know, like, nah, it was all good, but there was a reason why you didn't hear that or see that at that time. So I got Game on it, Eric Bellinger on it, I got Rick Ross on it. Who else, man? The girl Candace Owens, actually, she's from The Voice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Super dope talent. We got a strong record on there. So, man, I got some shit on there, man. You know what I mean? I think that I put together a great body of work that's really going to touch everybody, and I think that, you know, it's dope.
I mean, this is huge. And you can tell you're a huge caliber artist because you're over here going, you're like, yeah, Game, Rick Ross. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
man, we work
some of the most
man.
legendary in the game. That's super crazy to me.
Yeah,
I want to ask you about the Game feature a little bit, right?
For sure.
And I could be miseducated on this, so I apologize in advance if I am. But a lot of the tracks that you and Game did, were they more mixtape based in the past?
Yeah.
They were?
So I'll put you in on this. You know, people used to always ask me, like, how come, you know, Game never put you on a album record? And he did. The problem about it is the records that he put me on, I just think that I was so young at the time, and for his career, the records that I were on were kind of so big that the artists that came in and end up laying a verse on it too, like, he had to kind of make that adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a record that he put me on, and I remember him originally saying it from the beginning. He was like, all right, Jay, I'm gonna give you a shot. But he was like, truthfully, my goal was to have Outkast on this record. But he was like, you know, so I'm on the record, and then, like I said, that last week Outkast comes in, and then they, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
so
It's self-explanatory.
it's just politics of the game. Like, you got to position yourself to put your best foot forward first with your hottest records, and sometimes you got to make those choices. But early on, yeah, man, a lot of records that we did were more mixtape heavy. Really wasn't based on radio and things like that. But like I said, I wouldn't have it no other way, though, because I still was able to learn. I was still able to get the recognition and support that I needed. You know what I mean? And like I said, you know, we still got a chance to go platinum together on my shit, so we good.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer to have it that way, actually, to go platinum on yours.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
So can you tell me just the last thing about that record?
For sure.
Game. I know that For You is definitely a radio single.
For sure.
It's for the ladies.
For sure.
It's powerful in that demographic.
For sure.
What about the Game one? Is it more of a street record?
Street record. Yeah. Like, I think that you know, I got to be political on mine too. Like I look at it as like if I'm gonna reach out to Game, I need Game in his entirety. In his entirety,
his element.
He's just a hard motherfucker for real.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. I think Game blossoms, you know, the best when he got them hard ass records when he can just rap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gotta.
He's a gangster from Compton.
Right.
What else you want him to do?
1,000%. You know what I'm saying? So nah, man, we got a strong ass record, man. Strong ass
I won't
record.
take too much of your time. I want to finish up with the Ross record, right?
Yeah.
Ross is I mean, obviously Game is huge, but you've always been tied in with Game.
For sure.
This Ross move is so powerful, and from my perspective, right?
Yeah.
How did that come to be, and what does that record kind of sound like from a sonical standpoint?
You know, the sonic standpoint about it is, you know, Ross is one of the most respected and musical artists out right now that like I listen to. You know what I'm saying? I think he makes great bodies of work. I think that like, you know, he's very, very strategic on his music. He's very, you know, his musical skill set and his ear is strong. When I wanted to get this record from Ross, you know, I met Ross a few times. It was always hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? You know, first I met him with Game and blah, 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 and then we got some mutual people. And I was in LA one time, man, and I'm checking into a hotel. And I see him and his, you know, his people. And he, what's up, Jules? What's up with your family? Blah blah blah. And he was like, we was just talking about you. I was like, yeah. What's up? And he was like,
huge.
Yeah, super wow. Huge at that time. And the conversation came up about Ross has pretty much done everything in this industry except for one thing. He hasn't signed a West Coast artist.
That's true.
Meek is through the moon. You know what I'm saying? Wale through the moon. Stally through the moon.
Right.
Now his initial goal, you know what I'm saying, R.I.P. Nip, was he was trying to sign Nip.
That makes sense.
For a long time. And it didn't work itself out and, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I think at this particular time, I think Wale's situation was up. I think Meek Mill's situation was up. So the Maybach roster was kind of about to go through some changes because I think Meek went to Rock Nation. And I think Wale stayed.
That's right.
Stayed
management,
with,
right?
I don't know.
Or officially?
Officially, yeah.
Okay.
And then Wale, I think, stayed with Atlantic or Warner Brothers, whatever how that fits.
Right.
So there was a lot of talk about him trying to restructure and rebuild, you know, Maybach, get some other artists. But it was very heavy that, you know, he's done, you know, everything that he pretty much can do in this particular industry. But one thing he hasn't done was sign a West Coast guy. You know what I mean? So there was all this talk and things like that, and it was like, man, you know, your name gets brought up because, you know, you kind of move how Ross likes to see artists move. Like, bro, you know, you're out here in LA, you be in Phoenix, you move around, you're a fly young dude, you get to the money, and you really ain't really on no weirdo shit. Like, you ain't, you know, you a man who can hold your own, but you ain't out here trying to get locked up and do all the funnery to fuck up the money. You know what I mean? So, you know,
you're about your bag.
Yeah. So we get to talking, and then he invited me on the tour. This was right before COVID. So we go on tour with, you know, Maybach, and we get to building a relationship, talking, and then I cut the record. And then when I give him the record, first thing he says, he was just like, "You got an ear." He was like, "I would have picked this record." You know what I'm saying? And that was
saying
huge. So much. Yeah, for me too. You know what I'm saying? And you know what, hearing things like that with your team around, you know, makes everybody more motivated to work harder, that we're not just going down like a blind alley. Like, bro, like our work is starting to show and starting to pay off from higher people. You know what I'm saying?
We're doing the right shit.
It's facts. So I cut the record, I give him the record, man, and he sends it back, and the record is just hard. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's called Can't Knock the Hustle. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly
super Ross record.
Right. Can't Knock the Hustle. So we're just excited, man. You know what I'm saying? We that's to be honest, that's the reason why we had to push the EP back, because like I said, a record of that magnitude, and we're starting to really get the momentum from For You. I didn't want to undercut that.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, we got to start making some real executive decisions around here. So let's pipe that down a little bit. Let's throw some more gasoline on this fire, and then as soon as we see that die down, then we'll come back with the heavy play. But nah, man, like I said, shout out to Ross, man. You know, he laced the record for me, man. It's fire. I'm very excited. I think that, you know, it's going to get me to the next tier too, and we just gotta keep working, man.
I think that's huge, man. I think you're gonna reset the bar. I mean, you set the bar high. You're gonna reset it,
brother. I'm trying to.
Highly favored. We got features from Rick Ross,
yeah, man.
Vito,
yeah, man.
The Game,
yeah, man.
We can't even drop it in May anymore now because it's too hot. We gotta push it back.
Yeah, man.
Richie Evans, man. We're extremely proud of you. You make the state proud.
Thank you.
We're all riding with you, man. Thank you for being here today.
Hey, man, yo, thank you for having me. And I just want to say, man, to all the listeners and followers out there, man, some that do know me and some who don't. Like I said, man, follow me. My social sites is @whoisrichie on Instagram, @whoisrichie on Twitter, Facebook. Like I said, man, we out here building, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me, I talk back. You know what I mean? We on it. Richie Evans, highly favored, coming soon.
Talk that shit.
Come on.